Hey, and welcome to Girl Be Free, a podcast designed to help women get unstuck and cultivate the life you want on your terms. I'm Siobhan, your host, and I'm passionate about empowering women to live their best life. Each week, you'll hear pep talks that will inspire and push you to take action so you too can start to be free and live the life you want. You can learn more about me at BeFreeProject.com. Now let's jump into the show. Hey, welcome back to another episode of the Girl Be Free podcast. I'm your host, Siobhan, and thank you so much for taking time to tune in and listen this week. So first off, what I am loving this week is Beyonce. So this past weekend, she performed at Coachella, which we are now calling Baychella, and she was everything that I knew she would be, plus some. And it's so funny because I thought she was coming on at 11 o'clock p.m. my time, which is Eastern Standard. And so I had set my alarm because I didn't want to miss it, and I want to make sure that I was streaming live on YouTube, just to find out that that was 11 o'clock p.m. Pacific time, and that she would be on live my time zone at 2:10 in the morning. So y'all, I took a nap. I set my alarm for 2 in the morning and woke up at 2:06 to make sure I can get my computer and everything going. And I watched the entire 2-hour performance and then was up for another hour on Twitter, like reading all the comments because I had so much energy. But she was amazing. And I have been a fan since day one when she was with Destiny's Child. And just to watch how she has blossomed and grown and come into her own person and woman and doing things the way she wants to do them, like that's freedom, like just living her life how she chooses to, creating the type of music, performances, everything the way she wants to do them. Like I love it and I am so here for it. And when my friend texted me the other day and was telling me that she's performing again this weekend, like who does that? Like she's performing again this upcoming weekend. So of course I will be tuning in. And I just love Beyonce, her hard work ethic, just everything. She just never seems to amaze me at like what she puts out. So I am totally loving her this week. I have been listening to Lemonade again because I'm like, let me go back and just listen to some things or whatever and just getting my life all over again. So if you have, and it's so funny because I watched it. So I watched it live when it came on whatever day that was, Saturday. And then I also caught the replay that Sunday afternoon. And then I found a link online or something, and I was able to watch like clips of it again. And if I could purchase it, I would, because it was just that good that I want to keep watching it over and over and over again. She totally inspired me to get my stuff together, especially to start working out again, because I'm like, man, she just had 2 kids, like not even, like 6 months ago, and her body is amazing. So yes, I am loving Beyonce this week, and as you can tell by the way that I'm talking about her, that I am a fan/stan, forever will be. But yeah, so if you haven't watched it, hopefully you can catch it online somewhere, but it's totally worth every single minute. All right, on to today's topic, which is creating a morning ritual that feels good to you. So this past Sunday, I had set my alarm, and y'all know I always got a story to tell, but I had set my alarm to wake up the following day, which would be Monday, for 4:30 a.m. and then 5 a.m. Because I know me, if I try to get up at 4:30, I end up hitting the snooze. So I set my alarm for both. Ironically, that evening, my best friend had texted me and she was like, let's commit and hold each other accountable this week and wake up at 5 a.m. And I'm like, I had just set the alarm a few hours in my phone to do that. How ironic that you just, reached out to me and want to hold each other accountable to get stuff done this week. So I'm like, yes, I'm totally down for it. And so we hopped on the phone to chat a little bit more. And we were talking about like the goals that we want to work on, how we've both been dropping the ball as it relates to getting up early and then not feeling as productive as we know that we could be because we're getting up later, and not having like a morning ritual in place so that we're setting the tone for the day. And so we both committed to holding each other accountable this week. So today is day 3. And each morning we've been getting up at 5 a.m. and we shoot each other a text like, hey, girl, I'm up. We'll respond to one another, and then we'll send the ritual that we're working on for that morning. And I'm going to share with you a little bit of what I'm doing in a few. So that I was really excited because I needed like someone to hold me accountable to kind of kickstart. And I like that we're just taking it one week at a time. And then I love the accountability to be able to check in and say, hey, you up? I'm up. Let's get this thing going. So before I go into like my morning ritual and giving you some tips and all that jazz, I want to share some benefits for waking up early in the morning. All right. And these benefits I pulled from zenhabits.net. So if you're not familiar with the website, it's all about like living a holistic and minimalist lifestyle. And it's also really good articles on there on personal development and personal growth and all that. But some of the key benefits that were listed on the website were, as it relates to waking up early, is amazing start to your day. So just think about it. When you wake up early in the morning, you get a head start before everyone else. In this way, you can start to work on a morning ritual, work on your goals, or just take your time and just be versus feeling so rushed with doing like all the things in the morning. The second benefit is that you have time to eat breakfast. So I am a breakfast person. Like I have to eat breakfast like every single day. And even though I work from home, sometimes I'm not eating the most healthiest breakfast that I could be eating. But when you eat a breakfast, you're making better and healthier choices that align with your health goals, and you're not picking up something last minute at McDonald's or Chick-fil-A or something like that. Like you're really taking time to eat. You'll have time to eat and choose something more nutritious in the morning. The next benefit that I'm going to share with you is that you have quiet time. So if you have kids at home or a partner, maybe pets, what have you, when you wake up early in the morning, it's quiet. So there's no noise, there's no distractions, no kids, all of that jazz. Like you have peace and quiet with yourself to just think. The next benefit is that you get an opportunity to work on your goals. So I hear this all the time from women where they say, my life is so busy. I have so many things to do that I don't have time to really work on the things that I want to do. Well, if you get up a little bit earlier, you can make time for those things. And obviously, maybe you don't have the same, everyone's schedule is a little bit different. So what I get an opportunity to do as it relates to my goals may look different, but if you carve out certain time throughout your day, you can give more focus to that thing that you want to get done. And even if that's 30 minutes or an hour, at least you're putting some effort towards it versus doing nothing at all. And then another benefit that I want to share for all my people who go out to work every single day is an easier commute. So I remember when I was working for corporate and getting up in the morning in the traffic, it was a hot mess. And especially if I was running late, then I'm all flustered. I'm all kinds of road rage, all that jazz. But if you get up a little bit earlier and you leave your home a little bit earlier, your commute can be much better versus being stressed out, dealing with traffic and all that jazz. And then that means when you get to work, it's less stress and you have more peace because you're not all stressed out from the traffic in the morning because you were late, right? So those are just some benefits. I'll post the article in the show notes so you can read all of the benefits that were listed on the website, but I just wanted to pull those out. And so with me creating a morning ritual, this is not new to me. I read the book, The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod a few years ago. And I even joined this challenge as well. And the miracle morning is really all about like making your morning a miracle and setting the tone to your day and certain things that if you want to be successful in your life and just grow as a person, certain things that you need to do every single day that will just make your day better. And I talk about self-care and putting yourself first. And this is going to be the way to do that. And I will say this, you know, whenever you're creating a new ritual or a new habit, It is not going to be easy, and that's okay. Accept it, right? But know that all you got to do is a little bit each day, and you can start to build off of it. So again, I started doing morning rituals a few years ago. And I started with the rituals that he had in a book that I'm going to outline for you. And then this week, because I'm starting something new, like I tweaked it and adding some more things to my list. And my morning routine or morning ritual is about 60 minutes. So this week I'm getting up at 5 a.m. and I'm going to share the things I'm doing, and I put certain things in place. And so far, I've been feeling really, really good. Just knowing that I'm giving to myself at the top of the day before I give my energy to everyone else, that makes me feel good in itself, right? And so in the book, The Miracle Morning, and I'm going to list it in the show notes so you'll be able to check that out. And it's an excellent book, so I highly recommend that you read it. But he has this acronym, and this acronym kind of breaks down what you should be doing each day. And number one, you want to wake up early, right? So giving yourself enough time so that you can put these things in place. So the acronym is SAVERS. So SAVERS. And so the S stands for silence or meditation, so spending time meditating each day. The A is for affirmations, so reciting affirmations. V is for visualizing, so visualizing what you want for your life and what you want to bring more of in your life, right? E is for exercise. R is for reading. And then S is for scribing or writing. So when I started my morning routine a few years ago, I committed to doing that for the challenge. And then I started to tweak it a little bit to make it more like my own. And so this week, actually I'm incorporating all those things, but I kind of added some more things to my list as well. And one of the things that before I even go into my ritual is that I deleted all apps that are making me unproductive from my phone. And I know that sounds a little bit crazy, but Instagram, Facebook, all apps that were causing me to be distracted, I deleted off my phone. And so the only apps that I currently have are not something that's going to be a time waster, right? So anything, I deleted my email from my phone and any social media apps that I didn't need, basically. And I did that because I know, first thing in the morning, I have a bad habit of picking up my phone. So I place my phone across the room now. So I have to get out of my bed to get it to turn off the alarm. And then I don't have any apps like social media apps on my phone so that I'm not clicking them as soon as I wake up. And then I download the apps as I want to use them, and then I delete them off my phone. So that's just something that I'm putting in place. You don't have to include that in your morning ritual. I know me. I know my distractions. I know my habits. And so I'm trying to set myself up to win. So that's just something I had to do. So this week, my morning ritual consists of journaling. So fresh on my mind. I'm kind of getting those thoughts down on paper and always starting with gratitude. Also with journaling, I set intention for my day. So today, my intention was to focus and be productive. That was my intention. And so I'm keeping that in the forefront of my mind. And of course, I put it in writing just so it can really resonate with me. I also meditate each day, right? So my meditation goes between 5 to 10 minutes. And personally, I prefer guided meditation. And I listed apps in the self-work resource guide that I talked about a few episodes ago. So if you need that, go back and listen, download the free resource guide so that you can check out those apps that I suggested. But I like guided meditation, so I'll do that for between 5 to 10 minutes. I also practice yoga in the morning. So some of the yoga that I have learned from taking my yoga class, I'll do about 6 to 10 minutes of some of the positions or poses, I should say. And then I like to sit in silence, and that's only for about 5 minutes. And I do that separate from the meditation because I just want to sit there and just kind of breathe and just let whatever thoughts are rolling through my mind, just give them space to do that, and just sitting and just appreciating the moment. I also like to read and write my affirmations. So I like to use this app called The Secret. And y'all all heard of the book The Secret, right? Well, they have an app that I think is about $4.99. But it's all about, it's called The Secret to Money. And there's inspirations that you can read each day. There's affirmations that you can recite. You can list your desires. So I like to read the affirmations in there, and then any of the affirmations in the app, whichever ones really resonate with me, as well as the inspiration, I'll write it down in my journal. I also like to keep stones around me, like crystals and stones. So I have certain ones that I like to use depending on what's going on. I talked about stones also in a couple of episodes ago, and when I shared the resource guide that you can find a link to learn more. I also started listening to spiritual music or a podcast. So I really like to listen to Black Girls That Own podcast because it's all about like holistic living and self-care. So I was listening to that this morning, and also listening to spiritual music, especially when I'm practicing yoga. I like to do that. And then I read a book. So I have like 5 books literally on my desk at any given time. A couple of them are like excerpts that I can just read that are, specific for the day. And then I'm also reading Own Your Glow by Latham Thomas. And when I start to read my books, I take a break and brew my coffee first. This is a part of my ritual, y'all. I brew my coffee. And then once my coffee is done, I will drink my coffee and do my reading. And then one other thing that I have implemented is I have these affirmation cards that I use. So I have my own personal affirmation cards called Girl Be Free. But then I also have 2 other sets of affirmation cards that I like to pull from. So one is called The Universe Has Your Back. And then Affirmators, you can find both of those in the resource guide that I shared a few episodes ago. But I'll pick or choose a card for each day. So that way that affirmation can kind of just be sitting on my spirit or sitting in my spirit, right? So that is my ritual, and it takes me a good 60 minutes to get through everything. And so with me waking up at 5 a.m., spending an hour on doing the self-work first, and then I can get to work. And I still have a good 2 hours to work on things before my children wake up. And so this ritual that I created is working for me. I'm going to tweak as I see fit. And then what I've been doing with my best friend is, like I said, I would write down my ritual and then I'll snap a picture and share with her what I did, and she'll do the same. And then this has really felt good this week, y'all. Like, just especially with even reciting the affirmations, it's reminding me to recite them throughout the day and just be more connected with myself. So hopefully what I shared was helpful. Go back and listen to this podcast again and take notes. I do not have a nighttime routine yet or a nighttime ritual. I'm working on that. One thing I am doing is going to bed at 10 o'clock. So I set an alarm on my phone to remind me to go to bed at 10 p.m. That hasn't happened every day, but I'm trying really hard because I know I need enough time to get a good night's rest. And then I'm turning my phone off at a certain time, or, not being on social media or anything like on my computer or my phone at a certain time. But I'm going to kind of figure out a nighttime routine. And once I have something concrete that I can share, I'll come back and do a podcast on it. And so your action step this week is I want you to create your morning ritual. Okay. So whether you take some of the steps or some of the things that I've done, maybe you check out the book, The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod, and kind of use those. One of the things I would highly recommend is starting off with like reading and meditation, right? And so we always say how busy we are, but I want you to be very intentional about living your best life, right? And doing the work, and stop making excuses, and stop saying you don't have enough time, or you're too busy, or you can never do X, Y, and Z. No, you make the time. We all have the same 24 hours in a day. My schedule is busy and hectic as well. However, I have to put me first. And by putting me first, that means I create a morning ritual that I am putting attention to. And that way I am giving back to myself first and just setting myself up to win throughout the day. And then I'm not beating myself up when I say, oh, I didn't have enough time to read, or I didn't meditate, or I didn't journal, or, just certain things. Like, I can't beat myself up on them because I'm doing them the first part of the day. And so that way I can feel good about myself. So I want you, again, your action step this week is to create a morning ritual for you. It doesn't have to look like mine, but figure out what will work for you. And it doesn't have to be the same time frame as mine, right? So if you only have 15 minutes to get, if you can only wake up 15 minutes earlier this week, what are two things that you can do off my list or create for your own that you would do? Okay. And challenge yourself. So maybe this week you get up 15 minutes earlier. Next week you shoot for 30 minutes earlier. And then keep adding, or maybe you just add 5 minutes or so, but keep adding time so that you're giving yourself enough time to do the things that are important to you. All right. And then I do want to let you know about something really, really exciting, really exciting. I am in the process of creating an exclusive group called the Be Free Inner Circle. So if you've been following me for a while and you were a part of my Facebook group, we had well over 1,000 and something members in the group. A lot of women were in there. And what I realized is that I wanted to create something for women who were ready to take action and didn't want to just be a part of another group. And so in this Be Free Inner Circle, it's going to be an exclusive group for supportive, positive, like-minded women where we are all on the journey together to be free and cultivate the life we want. So there will be accountability. There will be check-ins. There will be monthly group coaching calls. I want to have a book club. I want to do live streams. Everything that I was doing in the Facebook group times 10 in this Be Free Inner Circle. There will also be challenges each month. And then one thing that I'm going to do my best that I want to add that's going to make this really, really awesome is having access to the Be Free meetups. Because you ladies have been reaching out to me asking me when was I coming to your state. And the goal for me is definitely to be able to travel really soon and take my Be Free Life class and Be Free meetup on the road. But right now I'm in Cleveland, so I got to work with what I have. And so anyone that's going to be a part of the Be Free Inner Circle, you'll be able to either get a ticket for the Be Free meetup or you'll be able to live stream it so you can catch it from home, specifically for women that's a part of the Be Free Inner Circle. So that's just a couple of the things that are going through my mind. There's going to be a lot that I'm going to be adding to it. If you want to stay in the loop, you want all the details, you want to be in the know, you want to know how do you get your complimentary trial period, all that jazz, there is a link in the show notes where you can add your name and email to the list. And as I'm building this out and preparing to launch, you will be in the know. And I will keep you informed with everything that you need to know about the Be Free Inner Circle. Trust me, trust me, trust me. You are going to want to be a part. And I'm excited because I'm putting all of my energy into my events and then this membership site. And then this will give me more time as I prepare to do more speaking and things like that. So again, you can sign up by clicking the link in the show notes that says Be Free Inner Circle membership site. Also, everyone that signs up, you're going to get a list of freebie affirmations that you can start to use. All right. And then lastly, let me announce that I have an event coming up in a couple of weeks, the Be Free Life Class, Free Your Mind and Yoga, which is happening on April 28th from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. And we are going to be talking about decluttering your negative mindset, embracing positive thinking. Dawn from Daybreak Yoga will be talking about mindfulness and we'll be practicing yoga. And then Marcus, the founder of Peer Pantry Clee, will be our catered sponsors for the event. So we'll have healthy, delicious food. You do not want to miss it. And because we're practicing yoga, this event is limited space. So you want to get your ticket now and you don't want to miss out on it. Thank you, thank you, thank you to everyone who's already purchased their tickets. There are less than 10 tickets available, so you do want to hop on that. And I don't care what city, state you're in, come hang out with me. It is going to be an amazing experience. The link for the event will be in the show notes. And then lastly, the next Be Free meetup will be on Friday, May 11th. So the link to register for that will be in my show notes as well. And so that is it, y'all. I hope you enjoy this episode. Again, go back and listen to it again. Take notes. And until next time, girl, be free.
Thank you so much for listening. Your support means the world to me. Don't forget to subscribe so that you never miss an episode. And if you're feeling really fancy, go ahead and leave a review. Until next time, be free and live.